Namaste. My name is Sage Rountree. I'm coming to you from my studio, the Carborough Yoga Company in Central North Carolina. This is a short practice designed for heart opening, for opening the chest, an area that gets really tight and constricted on us as we sit and work through the day. For this quick stretch break, you're going to want to have a strap of some kind. This is a woven yoga strap. You can do just as well with your belt or a necktie or a dog leash. Just don't use a flexi. You want a nice thick woven dog leash. We'll set that down and come to this in a few minutes. For now, bring yourself into a comfortable position. You could be sitting, you could be standing. If you spent the day sitting, come and meet me at standing. We'll inhale to lift the arms. Exhale to lower them, and pulse a few times like this. Gives us an opportunity to reconnect with our breath, to warm up around the shoulders and across the chest a little bit. As we continue, try taking the hands a little bit farther back behind you. Inhale, lift up behind. Exhale, let them lower down behind. You feel a stretch through the pectoralis muscles in the front of the chest. Inhales up and exhales down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Last time. Now when you breathe in, let your hands meet overhead. Interlace the fingers. Invert the palms. Let them come up toward the ceiling. Slide the shoulder blades down the back. And work the hands out away from each other, like they're caught in a finger trap toy that you bought at the import store and you're trying to pull them away from each other. Shoulder blades come down the back. Try pulling your belly in toward your spine, your lower ribs into, really engaging the core. Nice reset in the middle of your day. One more breath here, feeling the shoulder stretch. As the breath goes out, bend your knees, scoop your tailbone under, curl into a cat back, push your hands forward. You're kind of making a question mark shape with your body here. If it feels nice, you can drop your chin down towards your chest. You can tuck your tailbone under a little bit more. Let the back receive a stretch. While you do this, sneak a peek up at your pinkies and notice which pinky is on top. Next breath in, push into the feet, lift yourself all the way up. Exhale, flip the palms together, point the pointer fingers up toward the ceiling, set the shoulder blades down the back again. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, lean over to one side. We'll stay here for a couple breaths. You can let the hips shift if it feels good. If you feel a crunch in the low back, soften the knees a little bit more, scoop the tailbone. Lengthen both sides of the rib cage, and a nice stretch on the top side shoulder. With the breath in, we'll lift up through center. And with the breath out, let's go the other way. Remember, knees bent, a little bit of space in the low back. And the shoulder relax down even while the arm is lifted. Lots of expansion across the front of the chest. Well, inhale, come up through center. Can you remember which pinky was on the outside? Exhale, let the hands meet together behind the back. Put the opposite pinky on the outside. A couple ways that we can take this stretch for the front of the chest. One is to have the knuckles resting on the sacrum at the base of the spine and squeeze the elbows toward each other. Another is to keep the fingers interlaced and maybe even keep the palms together and start to straighten the elbows as we push the hands down and back at the same time. Now we're opening the front of the chest. It's the opposite of the question mark. You can keep your chin tucked if that feels best. You can let your gaze come up a little bit or even a little bit more. About 3 strong breaths here, breathing into the front of the chest, the space that we curl around as we go through our workday, staying open there instead. Last breath in. As we exhale, let's bend the elbows. Take the hands over to the right side of your waist. This is binding your left shoulder. If it feels too intense, you can take the hands back to the sacrum and just fold the left elbow back. Or both hands to the right side of the waist. Fold the right elbow back. Drop the right ear over the right shoulder. A stretch for the top of the shoulder now. And if you'd like to explore a little bit, we can get into the scalenes as well. Lift the chin up toward the ceiling lightly. You can even roll the jaw around to stretch in the front of the throat. Another direction to explore is taking the nose down toward the right shoulder and feeling the stretch move into the back of the neck. Next breath in, we'll lift the face back up to neutral. Change the position of the hands. Take the fingertips over to the left side of the waist. Fold the left elbow back. If that's too intense, hands in the sacrum, fold the right elbow back. Left ear toward left shoulder. Lifting the chin will help get in the front of the throat. As the head moves back, the front releases. Lowering the chin down toward the shoulder will help you stretch the back of the neck. Inhale, lift your head back up to neutral. Exhale, release your fingers, find your strap. You take a comfortably wide grip on the strap so that the hands are wider than shoulder distance apart. And as we move through this sequence, you may need to fiddle with your hold. With the breath in, we'll lift the arms up to a sticky spot just past the crown of the head. And with the breath out, we'll lower the arms forward and down. Go on your time, on your breath. Inhales to lift, exhales to lower. This is another great opportunity for core engagement. As you inhale and lift the arms, try not to splay into a back bend. Try not to lift the tailbone or crunch the low back. Instead, hold everything into center. Re-engagement of the lines of mountain pose into center as the arms lift and then lower. Next time that we come up, let's release the grip a little bit wider so that we can go all the way through. 2 breaths now. Inhale to lift up through the sticking point. Exhale, lower down behind you. Inhale to lift up and exhale to come through. Nothing should feel pinchy or ripping. We want to have the hold on the strap broad enough so that it doesn't feel bad. Instead, it feels like a really nice release along the front of the chest. So you go back and forward a few more times. If you feel compelled to hang out in this interesting spot, you could definitely take the hands just back behind the head and stay there. Explore any space that feels good to hang out and breathe. Next time that the arms are up overhead, let's hold them there. Take your left arm straight up, take your right arm down behind you. Explore the space back behind you and to the right. You might even roll the shoulder down or up. You may need to shorten this grip a little bit. You may need to slacken the grip a little bit. Looking for release along the front of the right shoulder, maybe down the right biceps, sometimes even so far as the right palm. And then to the other side, inhale up through center, right hand up, left arm down. Things could feel really different for your left arm relative to your right. Here you might want to explore internal or external rotation of the shoulder. You might take the left hand back behind you just a touch. When the side feels even, inhale, lift your strap back up to that interesting point. We'll stay here for another breath or two. Maybe very slowly moving the arms forward and back. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to release. Set your strap down. Now without the strap, a few more arm circles. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, lower the arms down. Depending on how you feel through the wrists right now, it could feel nice to inhale and roll the wrists a few times on the way up. Exhale, maybe flex them as you bring them down. Inhale the other way, or keep rolling. Exhale to lower down. Last breath here. Inhale, lift the hands right up overhead, let the palms meet now. And exhale, pull them down the midline so that they rest in front of your heart. Take your shoulders up and back. Softly let them release down. Check in with how you're feeling in the upper body. Stay open through your heart. Namaste.